Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we're going to work on an arrangement that is somewhat monochromatic. Not really. We're going to do some yellows and then add pops of greens. And I'm going to use a vase that's kind of a colored glass. It's this beautiful green colored glass. I have filled it with fresh water and a little bit of flower food, and then I'm going to design all these beautiful colors of yellow and green into this container. Watch as we put this together. All right, so we are going to use this really pretty little green vase. It's not very large, so we're not going to do an overly large arrangement. We're going to start out with some hydrangeas. Now, I told you I wanted to go with greens and yellows. So I am going to take my white hydrangeas. I'm going to remove any of the leaves, and I am going to tint them with some flower dye. So this is called Just for Flowers, and it's in fresh green. It is made specifically for flowers. Now, anytime you are painting flowers, you really want to use paint or tint that's made specifically for flowers, okay? It's important because flowers can be very delicate, especially hydrangeas. Now, I have taken hydrangeas and painted them with regular hardware store paint, and they went down very quickly. It damaged the petals. So that's why you need to be very careful when using floral paint, that you use paint made specifically for flowers. Now, foliage is a little different. You can paint foliage with hardware store paint because foliage is very hardy, and so it will hold. But with this is made specifically for the flowers. So I'm just taking my and this is actually called a transparent flower dye. So I'm taking it and I am just covering the petals and making them as green as I would like. Now, you could do this in layers if you would like it more green. Let it dry and then pop it again with more of the transparent dye. Now, Just for Flowers is made by a company called Design Master, and they do have regular paint that is a really good coverage. This really does more of a tint than it does a full coverage of paint. So I tucked my two hydrangeas right down in my glass vase. This vase has been filled with fresh water and flower food so that my flowers will last a little longer. I grabbed a few different types of foliage. I grabbed some seeded eucalyptus, and I think that's going to be the greenery that we use today. So I'm going to take it and break it into smaller pieces, strip off some of those leaves, and I'm just going to tuck it all the way around my hydrangeas. I love eucalyptus, and I love it in any variety it comes in, honestly. It just really, to me, makes an arrangement beautiful. All right, so there's our eucalyptus all the way around in our container. Next, we're going to come in with some sunflowers. So sunflowers come in different varieties, and these happen to be the green centered sunflowers. Now, they do come in tone, like you can get several different that are kind of red petals, purple petals. It's really fun to kind of work with different varieties of sunflowers. Most of the time you have seen me work with just the dark centers. They're called Vincent's. But this week we happened to get in these beautiful, very fun green centered sunflowers. I'm going to cut him down a little bit. I got him just a little long. So when you're cutting your flowers, you want to try to cut less than you think you might need to, because if you get it too short, then it's hard to make it do what you want it to in your arrangement. And you can't add stem back onto your arrangement, back onto your flower. So try to cut less than you think you might need to. Okay, my 2 sunflowers are in place. Next we're going to come in with a little bit of Solidago aster because I need to wedge those sunflowers and make sure they're going to stay where I want them to. Again, this is just a small, fun arrangement in hues of yellow and green. Solidago is in the aster family. There's several different varieties of aster. There's a Monte Cassino aster, which often comes in whites and purples. And then there's the Solidago aster, and it comes in yellow, but often you'll see it during the fall, you'll see it tinted, and it might be other colors. But Solidago aster paints really well, and it'll work for just about any occasion you need it to. All right, so there's our Solidago tucked in. Next, we're going to come in with a couple of spray roses. So spray roses are a variety of roses, and they come in lots of colors, just like the standard. All the colors in the rainbow they come in. Spray roses are really a pretty just added touch, in my opinion. I love them, and they're wonderful for flowers to wear because they work great to cut the individual blooms off and use them for corsages and boutonnieres. So I'm just taking those, cutting those stems at an angle and tucking those right into my container. Next we're going to come in with some ranunculus. So ranunculus are delicate little flowers that you have to kind of be careful with because they bruise, but they are so pretty. I love the fact that they have the prettiest little ruffles. They remind me of a little girl's dress because they have tons of little ruffly petals. And I thought these were the perfect addition to our yellow arrangement. So I'm going to take it, and I do want it to be kind of whimsy. Ranunculus stems tend to be a little wonky. They don't necessarily follow a straight line. They kind of have a mind of their own. So you kind of have to just follow where they want to go. But they're really so pretty added into an arrangement. So delicate and fun. But you'll see how they all kind of have a mind of their own. And this one has some sweet little buds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bud and I'm going to tuck him in. And then I'm going to take my flower and tuck it in also in a separate place. But anytime you have a flower that has a bud, be sure to use that fun little bud tucked in. All right, after our ranunculus, we're going to come in with what I would call a filler, which is, it's really a foliage, but it reminds me a lot of a filler. This is called Green Dragon. It's kind of airy and fun and pretty. Now, the one thing that I do not love about Green Dragon is it does not hold up if it's out of water. So it doesn't work for a corsage or boutonniere or even a bridal bouquet because it stays out of water for so long. So it needs to go into a container with water. But it is so pretty and it does make me happy. So I'm just taking it and taking that one stem and I'm just cutting it into smaller pieces, stripping off that foliage and tucking it right in to my container. I'm just stripping off the greenery. All right, so there is our pretty little green dragon. All right, so next what we're going to do is add a little bit of millet. So millet is a grass seed. It grows usually in the fall. Now this is California. It's a California grown product. Our millet in Mississippi does not grow quite like this. But it's so much fun in the fall to use millet, and I love the grass that's on it. And it's a great little added something to your arrangement, and it gives a lot of movement, which I do like in an arrangement. Now millet comes in different varieties, even different colors. And if you are in a place where you see millet growing, go and cut some, because it doesn't matter what the variety is. It's a really fun added little something to your arrangements. And if you can go cut it and it's free, that's even better, right? Now sometimes the seed is really heavy, so it causes it to droop. I do like this because it's not quite as heavy as some of the millet that we've gotten, but look at the movement. So pretty. So there is our very simple designed arrangement. We only use 3 different types of flowers and some filler and some greenery. Our flowers include the green centered sunflowers, which are so pretty, and then the yellow ranunculus and the yellow spray roses. Oh, 4. We use the white hydrangeas that we tinted green, and that's really just our base, but you can kind of see our green hydrangea nestled down in the base. Our foliages include the millet, the green dragon, and the seeded eucalyptus, and then we had solidago aster. But really fun, really pretty. If you ask me, sunflowers are some of the happiest flowers, and so I think this is the perfect gift for someone who might be down or for any occasion at all. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about how we do things, please let us know. We'd love to answer those questions. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'll hit that little bell, you'll get notifications for when we have a new video. Thanks, guys. See you soon.